Hello, Aries. Welcome. Let's go ahead and see what comes through for you guys for August. Okay, well, we get the Empress card, which is excellent. It's highly creative. Fifth house activity, Leo. Creative. All right, makes sense. She has a lot to do with manifestation. She has a lot to do with feeling proud and feeling valuable. You know, that's something that a lot of people struggle with, is feeling like they have value or feeling like they have something that's worth giving to the world. Hopefully you're tapping into it. Hopefully you're really starting to see what you bring to the table, what talents you have, what knowledge you have and wisdom that you have to share. And I think people are going to be really, really open to hearing what you have to say, hearing what you think, your opinions, those kinds of things. People are in a really receptive mode right now. And while this, yes, absolutely is feminine, meaning it is more receptive, I would actually prefer to see Aries taking the initiative in lots of conversations, right? You sending the text messages, you reaching out via email, you getting things going, and not relying on anybody else to get the ball rolling, because people are still like recovering from Cancer season. Like that was a whole big thing. And a lot of people are still emotionally processing what just happened. Okay. And so they're feeling very unsure of themselves. So the more sure and more confident you can be, the faster all these things are going to start moving forward. So when it comes to a relationship, you know, if you're trying to like wait to define something, well, you might as well just define it or figure out if this person really is in it to win it with you or not, right? There doesn't need to be all this passive aggressive stuff. She might be a feminine energy, but she's not passive aggressive. You know, she's diplomatic, she's articulate, she knows how to communicate in a productive way. This is not haphazard communication of just, here's all my emotions and I don't know what to do with them, so I'm just going to emotionally vomit all over you, just, you know. No, it's like, okay, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm hoping for as an outcome, but if you have another idea, let's do something else. You know, she's amenable, so she's willing to bend. She's not so rigid. She's very flexible. Okay, so the more flexible you can be right now, the better. But really in the zone. Strength card as well. Okay, 2 major arcana coming out. Lots of yellow, which is great for Leo season because it's all about the solar plexus chakra. But strength is a card that does mean that you do actually have to be strong for something. You have to be strong, you have to show up, you have to put your ego aside and, you know, really hear what other people are really saying. You know, because we all know that there's so much more information in the energy or the intent or the tone in which information is delivered. And I see you being very good at reading between the lines right now. I think that Black Moon Lilith and Neptune in your 12th house in Pisces, it's doing you a lot of favors right now in terms of really understanding where people are coming from and what they really want. And so it's to your benefit. It truly is. It's to your benefit. The Strength card is potent. It does mean that you have to have strength, but more so the strength of separating yourself from your ego and doing what's in the best interest of everyone involved. This is about goodness, right? Being a really good person and not being a selfish person. Okay, so you know, some of you might be in connections or relationships or partnerships where it maybe just won't, it's just maybe not in the best interest of everyone involved for something to move forward, or maybe you really need to be honest and let someone go, or maybe you need to be honest for your own sake and actually tell that person how you feel or tell that person what you really want so that you're not sitting around waiting and wondering if they're going to bridge that gap. I don't think people are doing a very good job at bridging the gap right now. Well, and as soon as I say that, I get the 10 of Cups reverse and I get the Star card. So right out of the gate, we've got 3 major arcana coming through. This one's going to be positioned right next to the Strength card. Okay, so we actually have the Leo-Aquarius axis. So let's talk about that for a minute. Okay, first and foremost, there's a quality of identity that comes through. Now, the thing I love about this card is that this represents your higher self, right? Your connection with the infinite. It's your internal divinity. And then we see the divinity of the cosmos being represented here with the actual cosmos, okay, the stars. And I feel as though this is almost like a very out-of-body quality. It has nothing to do with what you want. It has nothing to do with your desires, so to speak. It has to do with what's in the best interest of everyone involved. Some of you may be stepping back or stepping away. Some of you may be making some pretty major changes, right? And there is, but the one thing be careful of, because as we get this 10 of Cups reversed, to me it suggests that there might be a little over-idealization going on, meaning there might be someone that you think is either better or further along than they actually are. There's a project online that you might think is better than it actually is, or an opportunity at play that you think is better than it actually is. Not to say it's bad, not to say you can't explore it and be curious about it, because yes, absolutely you can, but you need to stay grounded. One thing with the star energy is that people tend to get very much in their dream space. They tend to get all in their like, oh my God, like, yeah, but like, what if I really did like win the lottery, or what if this really is the one, and they get all like really ahead of themselves. It's just the nature of the 10 of Cups reversed, okay? It just means to stay grounded and to stay present. And I think that's a part of what the Strength card is signaling to you as well, is that there's more information that's yet to come regarding something or someone. So now's not really a good time to judge. And especially now is not a good time to judge according to that which your ego is wanting the outcome to be. Like our egos are so strong, and it's not a matter of being pessimistic, because this is a highly optimistic energy. Okay, so don't think that I'm telling you to be all like thinking that it's going to go bad or it's not going to work out, because that's the opposite of what I'm saying. But I am saying it's not going to work out the way you think it is, right? That this thing or person or whatever isn't necessarily the role in your life that you think that it is right now, right? You're kind of too much in it, but in a few months or maybe next year or something, you'll really see what it was all about. You'll really see where this was taking you. And I think last month maybe I had said that, Cancer season was a very big like ... to be continued kind of month. Probably until January for the next set of eclipses. So you're still like, there are still things being uncovered here. There's still like, so humility is important, because you never know what's right around the corner. You just simply never know. So it's not going to be what you think, but it's still going to be great. Okay? So no stress. There's no need for any anxiety or stress or anything. It's more fluid and to flow and to, you can expect the best, right? You can expect it and you can manifest it and you can work to keep your vibration at that, but also expect to be surprised, right? Expect to be surprised. Wow, a lot of earthy qualities coming through, really earthy. Are you dealing with an earth sign? Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. This is specifically a card of Capricorn. Someone who, I don't know, there's of course, a Saturnian nature to a Queen of Coins. She works very hard. She knows how to plant seeds. She's very aware of her environment, her emotional, mental, and spiritual state, because she knows that that permeates out into the reality. So there's a lot of self-awareness with the Queen of Coins. Also an Empress too. Maybe you guys are mirroring that back to each other. So there might be caution. Maybe this is the person that you're maybe needing or wanting to speak to. Definitely, if the Queen of Coins is someone you're wanting to talk to, you're going to need to do the outreach, because I just really think this person, they're so good at being patient, but maybe also a little too good. You know what I mean? Like, they can wait a real long time. And there's like a point where the waiting game becomes like, okay, well, you're never going to hear from them again game, simply because they just moved on, but they didn't really want to. It just kind of is what happened. And, so if you really want to keep this connection going, you have to communicate. You're going to have to reach out no matter what. They're a workhorse though. You know, they definitely know how to work. They know how to create. They know how to manifest. They know how to use the law of attraction in their favor. And I think on some level, again, you guys are mirroring that back to each other. I actually see you both being really on par. Like there's no energy here of one is being more mature than the other. I think there's equal levels of maturity here. Now, if you're watching this for kind of an unruly Aries who's kind of behaving real childish, I suspect they're tapping into this like super idealistic, I'm going to have my dreams, I'm going to win the lottery, I'm going to get married next month. You know, they're really tapping into this like fantasy world, and they're getting lost in it, and they're acting and behaving according to that, which, like, good for them, you know, but you're a lot more grounded, for sure. You're definitely a lot more grounded. So you can flip-flop the roles, too. I know that not everyone is always so mature. Not everyone is always so, you know, wanting to grow and all of that. They're not really willing to learn because sometimes the lessons are so painful. You could be dealing with an Aries who just got bored and started redirecting their energy to something else, to more Earth. This is a card of Virgo. There is an aspect of being there for people when the Knight of Coins comes out. Now, if you're looking for a new job or looking for a new way to earn income, you know, like Leo season is great for money, right? It really is. Whatever a Leo touches, it turns to gold. It's kind of this golden touch quality. And then moving into the 6th house next month when the sun enters Virgo near the end of the month, you know, you have that work. How can I give? How can I be of service? Let me do this, let me do that kind of vibe. And that's also great too. So for those of you who are launching new projects, starting new businesses, doing new things, this is the energy that you're really going to need. It's patient, it's stable, consistent, methodical, boom, 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 boom. If you're waiting for an opportunity to come into you, here's the card that says it's probably will. Okay, it might be slow, it might be delayed, it might not be, you know, you go for an interview on Monday and then on Wednesday you get a job offer. Might not be that fast, all right? You're probably dealing with a company that has certain systems or processes in place for hiring. So that's a possibility. In love, this is a very service-oriented energy. I'll give to you, you give to me. It's very appreciative and it's full of gratitude. I hope that you are in a relationship that is full of gratitude. Look, Aries, if you're not in a relationship or in a connection where people are genuinely grateful for the work that you're doing, that is probably something that you're going to need to bring to the table, because look at all this earth and money and coins and richness and abundance. Like, I'm sorry, but you clearly are bringing a lot to the table. And or again, if you're watching this for kind of an unruly Aries, that's you doing all of this. And if it's not even, then you need to ask yourself, am I over idealizing this relationship? Am I being a little too like thinking that this is so perfect when maybe in reality it's not really the best situation for me? And do I need to communicate this? Yes, Aries, you do need to communicate it. And what outcome do I really want? And, you know, like, do I think that it can happen? You know, there's all these kinds of questions that may come up. But really the first thing is, how is this person going to respond to a conversation of like, I feel underappreciated? You know, I feel like I'm not making enough money. I feel like I'm bringing way more value to the table than I'm really getting credit for, or whatever it is. So this is a time of showing how valuable you are. This is a card of application. It's not just talking like, yeah, I'm so valuable. Like, yeah, good for you, but show me. Here's the energy. Okay. So I don't know. It's not that you have anything to prove, but I feel like you want to prove it. Like you're wanting to show everybody how valuable and useful you really are. because Aries is always one of those super supportive energies, right? You kind of always want an Aries on your team because they're good at pumping everybody up. They're good at the pep talks. They're good at motivating. They're good leaders. They're leaders and in the trenches at the same time, so when that kind of support system goes unnoticed or underappreciated, everyone feels it. Because if there's any withdrawal of that Aries energy, people can feel depleted, and they might not quite exactly know, they might not be able to put the finger on why everything is depleted, Okay, it's a card of communication, it's a card of clarity of mind. Also, a lot of humility with this card, because we see the crown, right, representing kind of our ego here, piercing the ego, piercing the crown. And then with the lion here as well, kind of the same idea. So when you have two cards that indicate stepping away from your ego, allowing understanding to really just sort of come to you, allowing your mind to wrap around a new perspective, allowing your initial responses to like get triggered and then not act on them, it's going to be maybe a little bit of a struggle for Aries, because we do know how impulsive you can be. But when an Aries is sitting at an Empress status, we know that they can like super chill out too. So this is real chill energy, because you can expect to receive new information. You can expect to have those conversations, and you're probably going to learn something about yourself during this whole thing. You're going to have things mirrored back to you, like I was saying, both good, and maybe there's some negative stuff being mirrored back to you as well. So you have to just be open to modification, changing the way that you think it's supposed to be, being ready for other people's input, other people's ideas. Because the way that you think, right, it might not quite be the way it's going to pan out. And the Ace of Swords is sort of reinforcing that fact. All right. So the more fluid you can be, the better. And I had this talk with Capricorn. Like, I know that cardinal energies, once they set their mind to something, it is like pedal to the metal, full on, full force ahead. And it's really hard to deter them. But we are kind of all needing the fluidity right now, even if it's like fixed fire, that's okay. We're needing the fluidity because we are still being changed and morphed from the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Capricorn with the eclipses that just happened. So we need to be open for adjustment, okay? Five of Swords, because it's guaranteed that you're going to be encountering something that's going to make you feel like, oh my God, I seriously thought I was past this. How can I possibly be in this situation again? That's why, okay? This Five of Swords is exactly why I said all the things about the Ten of Cups that I did, because something's going to come up and you're going to be like, I can't believe I believed that person again, or I can't believe that I found myself in this place where like I really thought this was going to be something. I really thought this was going to go. And I just was shown once again that I have no control over this, or whatever the dialogue is. Five of Swords, I always say, is my card of toxic patterns and bad habits. And sometimes they creep up on us because we think we break through them, especially during like an eclipse season. We're like, oh my God, I'm so done with it. I'm never going back. We think we get done with it. But then we realize how powerful our subconscious mind is, because even though all of the signs were pointing like green means go ahead, right? Full on. Everything seemed good. Everything seemed all right. Everything with this person seemed like they were great and I could trust them and everything was going to be all right. And then now here I am again. Like, how did this happen? Look, this is a reality check. It's a reality check to realize how strong the subconscious mind, it's almost like the nose of a dog sniffing out the scent of an animal, but you don't know you're doing it. It's just so instinctual. It is so automatic. It is so deeply ingrained that you find yourself there and you're like, I'll be damned. Like, wow. And like, there's no reason to be surprised if you find yourself in a Five of Swords situation, right? Like a fight, an argument, you find yourself in the same kind of over-idealized situation. You find yourself whatever it is. I'll be damned. Like, it's not even going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise in that you're like hyper aware of it. So this is really the time. Actually, these two cards combined do tell me that this is the time when the changing of the patterns actually really begins to happen. Because the last time it happened, you wiped your hands clean of it. You were so over it, so done with it. But now that it's happening yet again, and you're like, whoa, this really is operating behind the scenes. This really was not my conscious mind. That gives you the freedom to break that conscious versus subconscious barrier to actually begin changing those settings. Okay, so this is good news. I know it's annoying to hear, but it is really good news. All right, that's why 10 of Cups reversed. Be optimistic in that your life really is changing, because you're really starting to realize why you keep finding yourself here. Be optimistic that, life is constantly these cycles of tearing down and building back up and tearing down and building back up. And sometimes things get built at the same time that other things are getting torn down. So you can really enjoy sort of like the kind of the unpredictability of life a little bit, which will help with the fluidity. Last card, Hermit. Hermit mode. Lots of earth, like I said. There's Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo. This is also a card of Virgo. There could be a Libra energy. Libra, Leo, or Aquarius as well, with the 3 major arcana that came out first. Okay. Sorry, didn't grab those very well. And then we have time of quiet. This is going to be at the end of August when the sun enters into Virgo. Leo season might be a little bit of a ride. And then you really kind of go into that introspective mode. There was all this external optimization, and then vroom, kind of going back in and processing. That's what this is all about. It's all about processing. We kind of knew this was coming because we knew, like, Leo season being sandwiched between Cancer and Virgo. It's kind of similar to Libra being sandwiched between Virgo and Scorpio. Like, Leo and Libras tend to like grasp for air in these really intense signs, right? We kind of go in this up and down. So we know that Leo season is going to be a little bit more expansive, and then Virgo season a little more retractive. Simply your mentality, your kind of energy being a little bit more protected. And so that's why I think you do need to take advantage of the desire to communicate, open the lines of communication. Like, you need to take care of that stuff now, because in Virgo season, it's going to be a lot more challenging to get people to really open up. Right now, people want to talk, especially as Mercury is going to be moving into Leo here in the next several days. People will be more expressive. They'll be more aggressive with what they think and what they feel, and they'll be more clear. When Mercury gets into Virgo, they're going to want to like pick things apart and get really like down to the nitty gritty, and it might not necessarily be the most productive. Okay, so take advantage of the urge to open up the lines of communication now. Expect to have kind of your outlook shifted in a big way. We always look forward to those opportunities. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and switch views to my overhead camera here, so I'll see you in just a second. Thanks. Okay, Aries. Let's see what this other tarot deck says. 2 additional cards for clarity. Eight of Coins. And the Lovers. Okay, first of all, the 8 of Coins really connected with the earth energy here, especially the Knight of Pentacles, which is all about just getting things done. So keep it real, keep it grounded, keep it earthed, do the dirty work, get the things done. Whoever your partner is, I really do feel like on some things you're at least like really on the same page. But again, don't be a little overzealous, okay, simply because things could shift with the Ace of Swords. But for right now, like, use the compatibility. use the fact that things are moving forward, because a lot of amazing things can really get done. The Lovers card is all about, again, communication. It's connected with the sign of Gemini, right? We have the balance between the masculine and the feminine, which tells me that Aries is likely feeling pretty good. You're likely feeling like, I don't know, you feel connected with yourself. You feel connected with your purpose. You feel connected with your talents, especially. And you may be feeling really connected with another person as well, which is excellent. Lovers does signify communication, but there's also a technological aspect to the Lovers in terms of systems and organization and logic and getting things, getting things done in the most effective and most efficient way possible. There's an aspect of choice that comes through here as well. So there may be some choice that you are faced with this month, which we'll clarify with the additional cards that we'll pull out in a little bit. But the choice could be a little bit hard for you to make, which is why continuing to just keep your head down, to do the work, to be as productive as possible is going to be your best bet. Now, let's take a look at this Untethered Soul deck. Little excerpts from the book here. The more you sit in the self, the more you will begin to feel an energy that you have never experienced before. It comes up from behind rather than in front, where you experience your mind and emotions. And that's exactly what this Strength card is all about. This right here, the lion, signifies the mind and the emotion, whereas this woman, which is kind of, I always see it the same woman as the Empress, is the energy behind everything. It's kind of as though like this is the person who's playing the video game in this simulation, okay? And you feel very connected with the truest essence of yourself, therefore putting you in your extremely mature and highly evolved throne of awareness, all right? Which is why I think a lot of these interactions are quite positive, which is why I think things move forward quite well, with the exception of like that over, like jumping to massive conclusions. Like it's all about keeping it small scale, thinking about everything, because I feel as though maybe you might be putting faith in someone or trust in someone just a little prematurely. That's my concern. So to scale back your expectations of other people, but to heighten the expectations of yourself, okay? Now, final card. I'm going to pull one more oracle for you guys, which is the card of Happy Happy. Well, I mean, that doesn't even need any explanation, right? A lot of positivity coming through, very few reversals, which mean energy is really moving forward. There's not a lot of resistance here. And there are a lot of reasons to be celebratory, but to celebrate the moment, to celebrate the success at the end of the day, not to prematurely celebrate the success of the whole big thing. Because I think Virgo season, there's going to be a lot of adjustments. There's going to be a lot of perfecting and fine-tuning and figuring out what's going wrong. So whatever it is that you're working on, or whatever relationship you have, Leo season might be really expansive, only to get narrowed in Virgo season, to then be, to work out the kinks, which we know can be a little bit more of a tough energy. Virgo season is tough, right? We're not going to lie. Virgo season is not usually the easiest energy to work with, because we want to be perfect. We want everybody else to be perfect. And it's so easy to like project everything onto other people. And it's likely that that's where this Five of Swords is really coming from. Projection. Okay. So, but this card, Happy Happy, is a great way to end the reading. Now let's go ahead and pull the cards that we're going to be using for the comprehensive reading. For those of you who wish to join me, the link will be down in the description box down below. We usually talk for another 20 to 25 minutes. Okay. Let's see for the Empress. What do we need to know for the Empress? Two of Swords. Quality of choice. Feeling like you're at a crossroads. What does that mean? What else for the Empress? Your instincts are really on fire right now. One more. Ah, see, Five of Swords reversed. So there is this aspect of one pattern leaving, but yet still another pattern sort of coming back, or you thought it was gone with the Death card, but then here it is popping up again, which can be really annoying. Let's look at the Lovers, actually. Let's skip to the Lovers, because I feel the connection with the Two of Swords there. King of Coins. Okay, another Earth energy. Card of Taurus. Could be dealing with the Taurus, working with, in love with, having fun with. Okay, interesting. Patience. Let's look at strength here. Couple of Kings. We're getting the Taurus card, the Aquarius cards. Excellent. Beautiful. That's the communication, right? Here's the healing. Don't let the opportunity to talk about things pass you by. Because I'm wondering if that's what this whole toggling effect really is you're toggling between, should I do it or should I not? Should I put myself on the line or not? Right? Should I be vulnerable or not? Am I ready? Is the other person ready? The thing is that you have a lot to lose. Nine of Coins, Empress, right? You've got resources. You've got maybe money. You've got time. You've got, love. And, ooh, two Knight of Coins. The King of Cups is a card of Scorpio. That's the underappreciation. Feeling underappreciated, feeling overlooked, especially if a promotion is on the line, feeling like you deserve something. And I think you genuinely do. It's not that you don't deserve it. It's that for whatever reason, people keep not seeing you. Oh, a lot of repeated energy. There's a lot of people involved here. So we could be talking about multiple scenarios. That's something interesting that happens with these comprehensives, is that sometimes the stories take kind of 90-degree turns. But I do see many people at play here. So there's like multiple storylines. There's maybe a love relationship and a business thing happening and maybe something with your family. So there's just a lot of stuff. I mean, as is the nature of Leo season anyway, which is why that kind of quality of relaxation is even that much more important. Let's do one more for the Ace of Swords. Okay, Nine of Cups, excellent. It's a card of gratitude, okay? Something with the money. I had a feeling that there was faith being placed on someone in a professional setting, and for whatever reason there was all this promise, but there's something that you do need to, like, your gut instinct is telling you that you're going down a familiar path. I don't want to see you losing out, okay? I really, really, really don't. Someone's not going to pay up. Someone's not going to put their money where their mouth is. Someone might betray you or lie to you. So, there's no reason for you to lose in this scenario, all right? There's no reason. This could be an overreaction, okay, to the Five of Swords. So it's like you find yourself in that and then you're like, oh my God, I'm not ready to come out yet. Maybe a little bit of overconfidence with certain things, which I think rightfully so. A little overconfidence and then a little bit of whiplash as you kind of go back into this hermit mode here. Ooh, and the High Priestess. What else for the Hermit? That's a real intense Hermit card, guys. Another major. Let's do one more for the Hermit. King of Wands. Wands. Okay, well, that's you, Aries, for sure. Okay, we might actually really start with that. Let's look at the Eight of Coins. Okay. Only spend your time, money, and attention in... Oh, we got two that fell out. Queen of Wands. Only spend your time, money, and attention where it's like you're being truly compensated or appreciated for what you do. And don't... This is not a time really for... Oh my God, this is going to sound terrible. I hate that I'm even about to say this, but it's maybe not the best time to like really believe in certain people. Not to say they can't do it, but there are going to be some people, not everybody, but at least one person that is getting caught up in their own vision, all right? And they're trying to incorporate you, I think, right? They're trying to bring you into the circle, but there's something missing. Ace of Coins reverse. So just be cognizant there. Let's do one more for the Ace of Swords again. And then Strength again at the bottom. So this is probably the reading that I've had the most repeated cards come out. Okay? So I'm going to leave you guys with that. All right? Thank you so much for everything. If you want to join me, the link will be down in the comprehensive, or will be down in the description box, excuse me. And if I don't see you on the website, then I will see you next month. All right? Take care, you guys. Bye-bye.